Hey guys, those of you who watch our Japan channel might have seen a video by now saying that we've managed to put that channel onto Google Plus. What a hassle, what a hassle. We persevered with it because already we couldn't leave comments on people's channels, and the pop-up started to come up on our YouTube pages to tell us that we wouldn't be able to leave comments on our videos anymore without Google Plus. And it's the same thing that we contacted Google in Tokyo. Used to be YouTube in Tokyo, it's now Google in Tokyo, and we contacted them and said to them, if we don't join Google Plus, what's going to happen? And they just said to us, you're not going to be able to leave comments on your own videos anymore, which it's very hard to maintain any sort of relationship with our viewers if we can't respond to comments. If we can't leave stuff on their channels and we can't respond to comments on our own videos, would be ridiculous. We don't comment a lot on our videos, but now and again, if there's some important question that keeps coming up after we make a video and people keep asking the same question, it's really cool to be able to answer that question so that everybody else can see the answer. And if we can't respond on our own video, it would be ridiculous, you know, so it's just not viable really. So we said to Google that we don't want to do this Google Plus thing because of this real name thing, and we can't seem to find a way around that. And all they do is what they always do, is that they just send us links to the Google help pages, you know, and then we'd write back and say, no, sorry, that's not really answering our question. And the biggest catches that were coming up were two things. One was that it said that our profile page had been suspended for using a name that wasn't real, because we used the Japan channel on a profile page, which you can't do. You can do it on a, what do they call it, on a page, on a Google Plus page, but you can't do it on a Google Plus profile. And that's what we'd done, and that profile had been suspended, and that's what had caught us in this big catch-22 thing that we couldn't get out of. And it said that to have that suspension lifted, we had to put our real name into these two blocks. But then when it said put your real name in here, and then underneath it, it says, and you guys can see this for yourself if you try and change anything, it says changing the name in your profile will change it in all Google products, which that means that that name would automatically then, if we take that sentence as being true, that means that automatically our name in YouTube would become our real name, our family name, poof, all over YouTube, and our Google Gmail account, which is really important to us as well. So, you know, changing your name here will change it in all Google products, is what it says. Now, Gmail is a Google product, YouTube's a Google product, and so that's what caught us up. So then we'd write back to Google in Tokyo and say, no, we don't want to do that because we don't want our names on YouTube. And then they'd send us back, and all they do is they have these, you know, you guys know this, all you get is those bloody cut and paste links. So back comes 2 or 3 more links, you know, and one would be about privacy, and you go and look at the privacy thing, and it's all just that Google spiel bullshit that doesn't help you anyway. But basically, we're just stuck in this catch-22. And so then, what was the other problem? So that was, okay, well, we change our name, put our real name on there, it's going to go poof, on all Google products straight away. And then the other one was that, okay, what happens if we do this and then we delete it, and then back comes a whole bunch more links, and if you link your profile to your YouTube page and then delete the profile, the YouTube page will disappear too. And we actually got an email from somebody through our japanchannel.com website who said, can't contact you through YouTube because my YouTube channel disappeared. His YouTube channel disappeared because he'd hooked up to Google Plus, and then at some stage he's deleted his Google Plus profile and his YouTube channel disappeared as well. So, which is our fear. You know, 50 million views on those videos on that channel. We don't want it to disappear. 71,000 subscribers. We didn't want it to disappear. And then the other one was that then they suggested that we we started another Gmail account that we used to sign in to Google Plus, that we then used to sign in to YouTube, which it gets worse and worse. So it was just a shit fight. Basically, what eventually happened is, after all these useless bloody links that they keep sending, and at one stage we actually sent a letter back and an email back and said, please don't send us any more of your useless links. They're not solving our questions, they're not answering our questions. They just don't, the Google people, the staff, just don't really read your email. They sort of scan it for points and then just send you links, you know? So eventually we got this guy in there that actually was trying to help us. He really was trying to help. And he said that if we would attempt to do these things, he would help us. And he did. And he solved the biggest issue, which was we didn't want our real name on our profile page to be public. So he helped us solve that. But I've got to tell you guys, those of you who are faced with a similar problem, I don't know how you're going to do it. Because until this guy stepped up and volunteered to help and actually answered a couple of our questions, there was no way. Just based on just the links that we were getting sent, there was no way we were going to solve it. So how you guys are going to solve it, I have no idea. People kept saying that they'd use false names and they'd use everything else. Great idea. If you can get away with it, just use a name that is really a name. That's the only catch. The reason we had trouble is we wrote the Japan channel, and their system must have picked up that we'd used words that weren't names. So strongly recommend use names. Joe blogs, you know, Fred Smith, whatever, real names, you know, Barack Obama, whatever. Use real names when you create your Google thing, but just don't use your own real names, would be the advice. But we were in a terrible spot because our profile had been suspended, and because these guys know our real names, that if this guy hadn't stepped up and helped us solve it, we don't think we would have. So he did help us, but then after he solved the first step for us, he sent a whole heap of further emails with what we should do this step, this step, this step. They looked like cut and pastes as well, and they were wrong. They were wrong, and then we had a few problems, and then we said something else, and then he suggested what we do to fix it, and that was wrong too. And so towards the end, I mean, he was really trying to help. He was being a nice guy, but what it is that there's just such a mess, the way that it's all linked together. And that when you change this here, that changes over there. You know, we finally got a Google Plus page made for the Japan channel, and our profile picture disappeared off YouTube. What? Why? Because we linked the two of them together. And wouldn't you think if you linked them together, they'd share the data? But no, just because we linked them together, the profile picture disappeared off YouTube. And that sort of stuff was scaring the hell out of us, because it's like, what else is going to disappear? You know, so he just, towards the end, he wasn't helping at all. His advice was wrong, and he was trying to help, but he just didn't know how. He just didn't know how. They've linked it all together and made it so complex that even their own staff don't know how. They just send out links. And that's why they do, I think. I think most of those guys don't understand how the system works either, and they just keep sending out links, hoping that eventually that you'll give up, or that they'll send enough links that will answer your questions. But so yeah, that's what happened, guys. So the end result is we think we've got it. We think we've got it sorted. We think we've got our profile invisible. We think we're not really 100% sure. He's not 100% sure. At the end he was all confused. So we're not. He was a nice guy, but he was all confused too. So we think we're 80% sure that we have our profile invisible, we have our Google Plus page visible and linked to our YouTube account, so that theoretically when we upload a video to YouTube, it should go onto the Google Plus as well. But I mean, the main reason we did it is just so we can still comment on YouTube, which is annoying. It's really annoying that we have to do that, just to be able to leave comments on YouTube. But anyway, so we've done it. But as expected too, it's a pain in the ass. It's gone from being, you know, we could log into YouTube, click inbox and go to our inbox, and you know, it was really simple. Now we've got the Google Plus thing. You go to log in, it says which way do you want to log in? Using your profile, or using your Google Plus page, or using your Gmail account? Oh, okay, now which one was it? This one, okay. And then it gives you another menu, but it doesn't give you an inbox menu. So you're still another 2 steps away from looking at your inbox, which is usually where we go straight to. Instead of being straight there, before it was log in, straight there, and we're in. remember, because the browser remembers the login. So go click, click, inbox. And now it's click, 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 click. You know, come on, which one is it? This one. Okay, yeah, this one. So much bullshit. So that was basically, this was just to let you guys, because some of you guys took a real interest. We're getting lots of emails from people saying, just do this, just do this, just do this. Unfortunately, without the help of that guy in there, none of it would have done it. And none of the links are useful, but we managed to get around it. So it was just letting you guys know that we have managed to get around it. But as far as you guys are concerned, what this has shown, what this has illustrated really well, is use as few Google products as possible and don't trust them. And you know, I'd start by saying email. My advice to anybody would be never use Gmail. Don't use Google Gmail because you know how heavily we get invested in that when we use an email account. You know, the number of different websites we use that email account to log in, and the number of you know, it becomes really central to our communication with different websites and different people and different organisations, and doesn't it? When we have an email account, it becomes really important to us, really central to our lives, and then once you've tied in with that, then you've got all these other complications that go with it. So this experience has taught that, you know, if possible, never use a Gmail account. You know, use as few Google products as possible. I think that's what this is illustrated, because the problem is they want us to link all this crap together, but it makes life really complicated. I know there's some people that have said they like it. That's fantastic, and some people have said that they like everything being linked together and it makes them happy. That's wonderful. But what this big drama has illustrated to us is that it can cause huge problems, and we're not alone. We've got people sending us emails saying the YouTube page disappeared because this became such a mess. And when the Google people in Tokyo are confused by how all this works, that shows you that it can get really messy. I think the point is, if you've got a Gmail account, a Google Plus account, a YouTube account, and it's all simple and there's no complications, it can be okay. But I think what this illustrates is if you have a problem with any of them, life can get really shitty really quick. And particularly about the name thing. And that's the other thing, there's some people who don't care. They're happy for their name to be on the internet, and that they don't care. And those people, it doesn't matter either. They can have their real name on their Gmail, on their YouTube, on their Google Plus, and they're happy. They don't care, and their life's simple for them. That's fine, that's great, we're happy for you. But one guy made a point of saying something about that. I searched his name, he had a really exotic name, really long name. You know who you are, it's Polish or something, really long name, and it was really unique. And he said something about, I don't know what your problem is with having your name on the internet. I took his name and I searched it on Google straight away and came up with his university and his Facebook page and his Twitter and all his information. It made it really tempting to send a taxi around to his house with 20 pizzas and say, that's why I don't want my name on the internet. But you know, for a guy with a unique name like that, I would think he'd be really worried, but he wasn't. He didn't care. So that's fine, and those people that are happy to have their personal details all over the internet, that's fine. To those people that totally missed the point, including the arsehole that made a point of saying after 2.5 minutes watching the video, he made his big fucking comments about, you know, paranoia and shit. Is the bitch about Google isn't about paranoia. It's not complaining that they give us our services for free. It's all, there's so many people that are so quick to leave their fucking comments and don't listen first. You know, the issue with Google is the dishonesty in which they go about things. And if you read through the comments in our videos, we're not alone. There's lots of people that feel the same. It's the dishonesty that people object to. It's being told that this information is to help your security, and this information is to make us, to provide a better service for you, and all that sort of shit. And it's bullshit. And that's what we object to, is the lying. It's fabulous that Google give us free services. That's wonderful, and part of that deal is that we have to put up with advertising. That's fine too, and you know, that's all groovy. It's the being lied to that some people object to, and if you don't mind being lied to and deceived, that's fine. This isn't about conspiracy. It's just about lying assholes in boardrooms, not honestly telling us why they're doing things, trying to tell us that it's all for our own good when it isn't. That's what some of us object to. So you know, that's the other thing, is that people like us who started off with YouTube, that was an independent company and had nothing to do with Google, And what we object to is Google coming along and buying it up and then forcing us into Google products. And that's basically what it is. If we want to communicate with you guys anymore, we have to have a Google product. Now, we've invested a couple of years into our YouTube channels. We don't think that we should be forced into anything. So again, look, it gets up my nose a little bit, some of these people. It's wonderful that everybody has an opinion, and that's why we love the comment section, and that's why we stay out of it and let people just have their say. And on almost all our videos, you'll see people have different opinions to us. But just fucking express your opinions, you people. I'm just talking to those rude assholes. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those rude assholes. These dicks that watch a couple of minutes of a video and then leave a big comment totally missing the point. You're being paranoid. No, asshole. There's no paranoia involved. It's just reality. It's just reality. You're just getting tired of being lied to by big companies, And I don't see your problem. I'm happy to use my name. It's your problem. What's your problem? I don't get it. Well, that's fine too. Very happy for you. Mark Swiznik, or whatever your name is. Oh, you're that close to getting a taxi load of pizzas delivered to your university. You're that close. We're going to send 20 pizzas by taxi around to the main office of your university with your name on them. Would have got expensive, wouldn't it? So yes, that would have proved the point, wouldn't it? You would have been changing your name to something else really quickly then, wouldn't ya? Hey, Mr. Swiznik. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, so leave your comments and opinions and thoughts. And those are the people who leave the smartest comments. Why is it that people think that they can come to someone else's YouTube channel and leave an abusive comment on there and think that everybody's going to see it? That would be stupid. If I came to your house and pinned a big sign on your front door saying Joe Blogs is a fuckwit, would you leave it pinned to your front door? It's like occasionally I get one that says, I've had enough of you, I've subscribed to you for 2 years, I'm not taking any more of your shit, I'm leaving, I'm unsubscribing. And they do a big fucking drama queen and they storm out. I'm unsubscribing, I'm not watching your videos anymore, you're a dickhead, you're an asshole. They might be right, but then they storm off. Can you imagine if I went to their house and wrote all that shit, you're an asshole, you're a wanker, I don't have to listen to your shit, and pinned it to their front door. Would they leave it there? Would they leave it there where everybody could see it? Or if I pinned it to the back of their shirt? Or stuck it to the window of their car? Would they drive around with it? Or would they walk around with that sign so everybody could see it? Or would they throw it away? It always amazes me when people leave comments like that on the channel, like we're going to leave it there. Some big pile of abuse on our video, on our channel, like we're going to leave it there where everyone can see it. No. If you storm out like a drama queen and say, I'm leaving, I'm unsubscribing, you're an asshole, and they storm off, that's fine. But your comment's going to disappear, you dickhead. And then you're going to get blocked, because what often happens with those dickheads is the next day they sober up, or they come down from the bad trip they were having, or the next day they have a better day. That day they were having a bad day and they got a bit carried away with themselves, and then the next day, sometimes you'll often see the next day another comment will come back like everything's cool. But usually what happens is in the meantime their insult's been deleted and they've been blocked. So after they come down from their bad mushroom trip, they come back onto YouTube and wonder why they can't leave comments anymore. Oh God. Anyway, there it was. Google Plus. Yay. Fuck you, Google. Everybody together now. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Google. More videos coming soon.